I'm Kim Miller, CMO of the Economist Group, a global organization with its roots in the UK and an ever-expanding footprint in the US and in New York, where I'm based. The Economist Group champions progress for individuals, organizations, and the world. And that mission and two strong female leaders drew me in during the summer of 2020 when progress and the world just seemed to stop. As we all collectively begin to emerge from the pandemic's 2-year haze and ask ourselves, what now? I'd like to talk with you about fairness and the hybrid world of work, what it means for women and the progress we've made in the workforce over the past 100+ years. For me, fairness is a core value. What does it mean to be fair anyway? Without favoritism, without discrimination. And I could tell you that fairness matters to me because I'm a woman who grew up in a man's world, or because my younger brother had a later curfew than me when we were teenagers, or because I identify as a bisexual in a predominantly straight world. Or because now I'm over 40 and I prefer using hand gestures to express myself instead of TikTok. The truth is, fairness matters to me for all those reasons. As women, we've been fighting for fairness our whole lives, and we've made significant strides in the workplace. It started back in 1908 with 15,000 strong, brave women striking in the garment industry, demanding higher wages, right? Shorter hours, better conditions. More recently, our success with equal pay for equal work and the Me Too movement. Progress we can all be proud of for sure. But after decades of that progress, and after shattering that ceiling, that glass ceiling, piece by piece, women lost significant ground during the pandemic. And that struck a chord with me. It made me stop and think. Why were women in the workplace so adversely affected by this global pandemic? Why was I? 1 in 5 of us left the workforce during the pandemic. Some were let go. Some were forced to make hard trade-offs like caring for children or choosing work. Some left by choice, like me. So that's me, a professional woman who took a break from the workforce for 4 months during the pandemic, the first break ever in my 25+ year career, and I wasn't alone. From February 2020 to May 2021, 1.8 million women left the U.S. workforce, according to research from Northwestern, UC San Diego, and Mannheim universities. Now, I did rejoin the workforce, and on the bright side, 2 in 3 women are planning to rejoin the workforce as well. But we have different expectations now. 56% of women thought about a career change during the pandemic for better life balance or because new remote roles create opportunities that weren't previously available to us. So here we are, women thinking about career changes, women coming back into the workforce, women adjusting to this hybrid way of working. 60% of work hours are remote now, compared to just 5% pre-pandemic. That is a staggering shift, right? And the results are in from this great work from home experiment. It lessened the stigma associated with working from home. It created a level playing field with everyone in the same rectangular box. It increased productivity. Employee engagement was at an all-time high, according to Gallup. Employees are just happier despite working longer hours. And all of that is true, especially for women. That stigma of being at home is gone. We feel more productive because we can actually multitask. As caregivers, whether for children or elderly parents or single women who are head of household, we welcome the flexibility. I know I felt this way. I enjoy being able to walk my dog Watson each day while taking a work call at the same time. I valued the extra time I was able to spend with my mom over the past 2 months helping her recover from an emergency surgery. I like being able to turn my camera off for a meeting because I'm eating some cereal or throwing in a load of laundry or because I just didn't feel like putting makeup on that day, right? Not today, of course. And my colleagues valued it too. One enjoyed getting in a run each afternoon. Another devoted time to homeschooling her kids. Another used the money she saved from commuting to fund some much-needed home repairs. So even though the pandemic left less women in the workforce, the work-from-home shift has been a genuine improvement in working conditions, especially for women, just like those garment workers back in 1908. It brought about equity, fairness. Dare I call work from home the great equalizer? Yes, I do dare. And we can lean into it to shape the workforce for generations to come. Employers, though, they're clamoring to get us all back into the office, tempting us with those cafes and happy hours and fitness programs. And they're circling in those employers on around 4 days a week in the office and 1 day at home, just 20% at home, while employees are looking to work from home 50% of the time. A forced, almost full-time return to the office will be disadvantageous for and off-putting to women. Of course, there are benefits to working in the office and returning to it. That emotional reward of truly connecting with people. The sparks of creativity and innovation that happen spontaneously in office settings. I recently traveled to London, and after 2 COVID tests and a lot of hand sanitizer, I met many of my team in person for the first time ever. In one particular 90-minute strategy session, there were 7 of us gathered around the table, and we just had breakthrough after breakthrough. And at the end, one of my team members turned to me and said, "Kim, now you can't leave." Right? What a tremendous feeling that was. We had missed that, and we were energized by it. So return to office, work from home, a hybrid. We have a real moment here. This is a monumental shift. Hybrid work is one of the biggest changes to the workplace in our lifetimes. It took a global pandemic to make working from home fair. Let's make that change permanent and grab the chance to design the future in a way that works for us and ensure fairness in the workplace for the next 100 years. There are a number of things we can do to make sure that our value as women in the workforce is as high going forward as when we were almost entirely in the office. There are ways we can leverage this personally, ways we can press our organizations to rally around hybrid working that works for women. It's fairness by design. We're just at the beginning. So here are some tips on how we can get started. First, let's be honest about when physical presence adds genuine value. It could be when collaboration needs are high or when you're looking to cultivate an environment for ideas or foster relationships like me when I went to London. For those cases, you can set fixed in days so no one feels left out and use home days for deep concentrated work like crunching numbers or mapping out solutions to a complex problem. My second tip is to hire differently. Look for managers who leverage and trust in technology to manage their distributed workforces. Slack, Miro boards, and Asana, those are a few of my favorites. Third, be clear and communicate your policies, not just about hybrid working, but also for promotions and pay rises. Ask your organization what the plan is. Verbalize your needs and expectations. Fourth, remember to learn continuously and take advantage of opportunities to upskill using platforms like Degreed, an online learning platform. It can be utilized in the office or at home. And lastly, create moments of joy each day in work, no matter where that work takes place, whether it's the home or the office. So here's your moment of joy for today. Thank you for listening. And more importantly, thank you for continuing to build a #fair future.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Kim. And for the picture of your little one.